queues online from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel. This broadcast is brought to you by the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service.
Every day, Jamaicans have something to say. In the group chats, on social media, in the streets, there's a place where it all comes together. The comment section. This is not a lecture. This is not a call-in show. This is the hottest topics of the day, filtered through real opinions, real WhatsApp messages, real voice notes, real reactions. You agree, disagree, sound off, text it, voice note it, debate it. Comments section, Monday to Friday from 7 to 7:30 p.m. only on Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media.
Good evening. Welcome to the
comments section.
Indeed, it is the place to be every day at 7 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. We're not going to be hosting this show for 1,000 years. And, it doesn't last 1,000 years either. No. It only lasts 30 minutes. But as always, we are ever so grateful for all of you who tune in every night. Thank you for being with us every night. And thank you for bigging us up. Listen, man, we take over the airwaves again, We take over socials again, Comment section making waves in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
We're doing more with less.
They're commenting about us.
Is it that people are going into the comment section to comment about us?
Right here.
Indeed. That's what we do over here, man. We make waves.
I'm Shaloy. Did we see your names?
I'm Mahiri, and somebody's asking why we're wearing full black and who dead? No.
I didn't even notice that we're complimenting each other again.
Does this even count as black? I feel like it's bluish.
Very dark blue, but we're complimenting each other again.
Yeah,
we did yesterday.
We've been doing it not on purpose for the past 2 days, and it's been a nice thing that we only realize when we're here.
Yeah.
'Cause we've seen each other all day, and it didn't register until we sit down right here, so and just pre one another for a little 2-second black. Wow, look at that. But yes, folks. Anyways, as always, you don't know how this show starts. You don't know what the first segment is.
Yes, public opinion. Now, Managing Director of the Make Your Mark Group, Dr. Jacqueline Coke Lloyd, is urging Jamaicans to embrace the importation of skilled labor. She says Jamaica continues to struggle in providing the necessary skilled labor needed to fuel further economic growth. And so, in public opinion this evening, we're asking, should Jamaica embrace the importation of skilled labor?
Well, let's find out what the public are saying. I'm going to keep track of the YouTubers. Shala's going to read what we have on the socials.
Yeah. Oh, we're doing that?
Yeah, let's try something different, man.
Okay, no problem. Well, we start as usual with Facebook. Philip Jackson says, we must put our needs above our wants. We must always do what is necessary, not what is popular. We must suit purpose, not arguments. Okay. Judith Thorpe says, if they're needed in an area with no Jamaicans, but let's not forget, skilled Jamaicans are also moving abroad for better opportunities.
Autumn Rain says, invest in upskilling Jamaicans for leadership roles. Jamaica will not be bred out and will not be priced out. Jamaica is for Jamaicans. Natalie Winter says, yes, the country needs to consider the pros and cons of importing skilled labor and how it will impact our economy and local workforce in the long run. Audley Phillips says, Jamaicans can do anything that they are trained to do and are world-class at it. Our athletes have demonstrated this. Rather than relying on imports, the country should focus on training and certifying more local talent through organizations like Heart and STA Trust to boost wages and reduce unemployment. We already have an abundance of Chinese workers in the market. We need no more when Jamaicans need employment. Prince Wellington says, yes, we've traveled to other countries to work and we've been accepted.
Fairs.
Everclean Court says, if unavailable, then yes, but Heart is free now, so no one should have excuses. Selena says, absolutely. Cheryl Griffiths says, in a changing world, we have to do what we have to do. Okay. Monica Brown says, first, Jamaica would have to exhaust all avenues. And if there is a deficit, then by all means import those skilled workers. The world is changing and there is no place for laziness. Is this GG's Goats Galore says, yes, bring them come. I hope it's builders and proper tradesmen. Constance Nugent says, if it's not available, then sure, work must go on. Shins for Life Law says, one of the hardest things for me building a house is to get a mason, tiler, carpenter, etc. Everyone's occupied and busy with other jobs.
All right, so let's yap about it for a bit. All right, so
just for some context, our unemployment rate is now 3.3%.
Indeed.
Yeah.
But that point that they made earlier about the fact that we ourselves are
overseas,
imported skilled labor for other countries is actually very valid. I think a good example that we were talking about it earlier when we were brainstorming this question is that a perfect example of Jamaica benefiting from imported skilled labor is the Cuban doctors. And even though that program is over, there's still a good number of them who are still here. And Dr. Tufton told us this week that there are some who went back who would love to come back under, a different circumstance. I think that's a good short example I can think of imported skilled labor doing the country quite well. But the inverse is also true, because I heard someone saying earlier about what?
The Heart?
No, not even just the Heart, upskilling.
Oh, upskilling the labor force.
Right, upskilling the labor force. But, I think it's fair to say that there's always going to be a sector that is underskilled that you're going to need persons to fill, because not only are persons not going into that field, but maybe the persons in that field migrate and find greener pastures elsewhere.
Which I think someone also said in the comments that sometimes we are bettering ourselves and leaving.
Exactly, and that's why, while we find other countries as greener pastures, some people see Jamaica
as greener
pastures.
And here's my thing, because this whole issue of importing labor has been a topic of discussion long time now. And with the Hurricane Melissa, I feel like it's more important now than ever that we consider it, mainly because we want to, redevelop the country better because of what happened, especially out west. So,
and even that's a good example of imported labor, because we had imported labor. There were persons flying in, staying
to help
here,
us.
Medical teams, World Central Kitchen, Central Kitchen, all of them people.
Yeah. So I do think, given now that we're on the path of redevelopment post Melissa, it's very important to consider importing these skilled laborers.
If we check over on YouTube, MJ says, do we have a choice? We have difficulty attracting and maintaining our own workers. Okay. Novelet says, the professionals all gone. The ones here have too much to do. They can't supply everyone. Ursuline Bowen says, the salaries aren't attractive. And ISO Mario says, we should embrace skilled workers in the areas without available workers. Fair enough.
Let's go over on Instagram. Jamar says import them, especially for infrastructure repair. Yeah, because the ones who are responsible for it. Okay, I'm gonna stop there for infrastructure repair.
Right.
Noxley says yes, but Jamaicans should come first. Importing skilled labor can help fill urgent gaps and keep the country moving forward. There must also be skills transferred to trained Jamaicans, strong protections for local workers and wages, fair labor laws for everyone, investment in Heart NSTA schools and apprenticeships, opportunities for returning Jamaicans in the diaspora. Jamaica should embrace the selective importation of skilled labor, but it must be done carefully, strategically, and in a way that benefits Jamaicans first. DJ Brap says yes, and not try out the many young persons with talents. Most of them just want a chance, or more commonly, financial. I guess he say that,
Yeah.
scope out the young talents and they
Right.
want a chance. Issa Bevan says yes, with unemployment rate being record low, it's proving to be quite difficult to find skilled and qualified talent. Unless you are an employer, you may not fully understand the challenges. Brain drain is also a factor, but we simply can't compete with the US dollar, though I think many employers can do much better.
Fair enough. And I think that was a good compilation of answers we got on Instagram,
Yeah.
especially the point about Heart NSTA, because it wasn't, when we were at it last week,
That is now free.
Dr. DMD said
Yeah.
it to herself. She said, listen, oh no, people out there that want something to do within a too long hand.
Yeah.
You can go get a bachelor's degree for that's crazy to say out
Crazy.
loud. You can get a bachelor's degree for free. Where else would Heart NSTA trust?
Yeah.
But the question is, are they going to do it
Are
in
they taking it
fields?
up?
And not even that. The ones who do, are they doing it in the fields that need
Needed,
workers?
Yeah.
That
Okay.
is the question, because that is what we are. That's been
That's
the
what we
theme
want,
of the answers.
yes.
The fact that there are areas that persons are not interested in that have gaps in employment.
Mm-hmm.
Because 3% probably don't sound like much. You know what made me realize that percentages don't really sound like much? I remember when we were doing the restoration thing with JPS. There was like 10%. I was like, okay. I was like, bro, that's still like 10,000 people.
Yeah.
The 3% unemployment rate, still a lot of people. That's it. It's not a lot compared to those who
Still
are.
record low,
but if you
but
were to
yes.
group all of them in one space,
Yes.
you'd realize how many persons those are. And the question is, how many of that 3% can fill up the gaps that employers need?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they can go to Heart and find a career that they need workers from, which will make you easier to employ.
Yeah.
Who knows, man?
Let's go over on X and see what's happening. Do your civic duty says yes, so that labors we have realized that. Okay, I'm gonna stop there. Don O'Malley says nope. Train your local people to be required, to the required standards. All right.
Yeah.
Don Messi says yes, because improving our present workforce would take serious time. We don't have a presently, based on the state of our present non-productive, non-customer service workforce. Don
Always
Messi.
a harsh truth.
Wow.
But that's always been a problem. We
Yeah.
can't even sugarcoat that one. That's something you just need to embrace head on, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because listen, first of all, the Prime Minister is always going on about productivity for a reason.
Indeed.
Because we're not productive enough to at least his standards. So, that's always the thing. Whenever we read from him, always I talk about productivity.
Yeah, he's gonna talk about
And the
it.
funny part is, when you write it as news, it just kind of come off as a blur until you're doing something and you realize you're the victim
growing
of poor
pain.
productivity.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is what he
It's a
keeps
problem.
talking about. Yeah,
It's a problem.
That's how I feel sometimes. If we go over on the YouTubers, without a doubt, Jamaicans are the first pick for professional jobs. Oh, okay, we might soon have to import farmers. Is that a nod to the farm work program? Because that's a perfect example of us being imported skilled workers.
And people benefit from
Yes,
that.
I feel like
farm
almost
program.
everybody knows at least somebody who's gone on the
Yeah.
farm work. Everybody family have somebody who go up on a farm
Yeah.
work program. Whether it's a distant cousin or a brother, somebody. Carlene Smith says we need to train our people in the areas of deficit.
Yeah.
We need to train in key areas. Are the employed people in the right fields? With low salary, will we attract the best to import? Enough and plenty. And well, Ursuline Bowen says, if I was still in Jamaica, I'd lose my house. In 3 years after I migrated, I paid off for my Jamaican house.
Look at that.
And that's always, I think, to end the segment, that's the harsh reality that it's very difficult to compete
with the US dollar.
Yeah, you know what?
I think someone also said in the comment.
It's so, talking about this makes me remember so many news stories I've written, because I remember when Dr. Tufton said, listen, man, when it comes to these nurses, there ain't nothing.
I remember.
There ain't nothing we can offer that can stop these guys from going abroad.
It's a similar sentiment with the teachers as well, when you come on to before September, especially.
Yeah.
Like
and Dr. Tufton said,
for days.
Dr. Tufton said, oh, them pan contract, the people that want them bite out like it's nothing and just take them. So, very interesting discussion, and it will be one that will be relevant for quite a while. I think this will be a relevant conversation for a very, very long time, because it's not something that stops, you know? It's not something that stops. But yeah, folks, that's public opinion, a very riveting one, very enjoyable one to discuss. And we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to find out what's cooking or lack thereof on the socials.
Need help or want to report damage? Visit supportjamaica.gov.jm to find nearby aid, updates, and emergency support all in one place. The time by the Office of the Prime Minister is
16 minutes after 7.
Tune in to Nationwide 90 FM with Pepita and Honeybee from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. on the E-Zone as we broadcast live from Mega Mart Waterloo, Friday, May 8. No host, nor no girl, nor no car. Pepita and Honeybee plus Mega Mart are doing it big for Mother's Day.
Thank you, Mama, for the 9 months you carried me through.
Join us at Mega Mart Waterloo for all the Mother's Day specials, excitement, entertainment, and more. Pepita and Honeybee are doing it mega with Mega Mart. Don't miss the pre-Mother's Day outside broadcast. Mama, you gave life to me. Come be a part of the mega broadcast with Pepita and Honeybee Friday, May 8 at Mega Mart Waterloo from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. There is no other love like a mother. This broadcast is brought to you by Mega Mart, the best value by far. And I know love so complete.
What's Cooking is brought to you by Cleasing Industrial Limited, Jamaica's leading distributor of industrial automation and control solutions.
Welcome back to the comments section. I'm Shaloy.
And I'm Mahiri.
What you saying so well ago?
Did I say it weird? Oh.
You know, Mahiri, what's cooking? Let's just go straight.
Telling a while ago, lack thereof. And
lack thereof.
Can't cook nothing. Because unfortunately...
No dumpling in your soup.
No, you worry about the wrong something. You worry about the wrong flour-based food.
You're talking about bread?
We're talking about bread. Of course we're talking about bread. When do I not talk about bread? Anyways, people, my bread buying habits are put at serious risk now. You know, we're talking about this earlier, you know. I always say we're not going to talk about no depressing something, but now we don't have a choice. People, we asked you on Monday, was it?
Yes, Monday.
To react to how you're coping with the increased food prices, and me mind enough self say, you know what, man, it don't matter.
Cause bread now
it don't matter. No matter, cause bread now is. Little did I know that the Jamaica flour mills announced a price increase for flour and select bakery mixes effective Monday, May 18, which means I only have 10 days of life left. This follows a period where the company attempted to absorb rising costs for raw materials, packaging, and freight.
Yeah. And the comments under the story, it mimics how Mahiri is feeling. Yandike says, so salary free the heights? Why it now go up? Oh no. Lord.
We're laughing, but
Exquisite says, when flour goes up, everything else will go up. Bread, biscuits, you name it. Oh dear.
I can't manage. I'm just trying to maintain my composure right now, folks. Are you seeing me looking normal right now? In the inside, it's different story.
Empress says, Jamaica, stop.
Jamaica, stop.
Lady says, and here comes pastries. Bread. Biscuits, cookies, dumplings, fritters, and everything everything else that use flour as the main ingredient.
And can I say, I don't want to make it look like I'm overacting, you know, because I'm not going to do eat bread either. How many persons in here listening, watching, do have a loaf of bread in them household right now? Or some, forget bread for a minute, or some flour-based food.
Yeah.
It's flour, you know. Flour is almost like it's like the Play-Doh of food, man. You can make anything with it. And now it'll go raise. And when is it going to not raise? When is the raise going to be taken off? When the Strait open up? The Strait of Hormuz? Is that what we have to wait on? Because if that is you know how many things would be normalized right now if that wasn't a problem?
Yeah.
And this is why I need to watch the news. Because when you don't watch the news, you don't know what's going on at the Strait of Hormuz. But you know, go up on the internet and cuss government and opposition about oil price and gas prices. Like, they don't set that stuff, bro. You gotta educate yourself and figure out why these things are happening. There's a whole world out there, as we kind of touched on in public opinion. The whole world out there, man.
Dre Views, it says, bread still I gotta eat.
And that is the sad truth. What am I gonna do? Stop eating bread? Absolutely not. You listening to this, you're not going to stop eating bread either. And that is exactly the same sentiments we expressed and the comments expressed on Monday. Food I feed.
Food I eat.
Oh,
bread I eat.
my goodness, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have two things for what's cooking. We decided to give you the injection first. Yeah, the painful part first. But funny enough, the second part of what's cooking is also something that we have spoken about before and is now are now speaking about right now. Folks, we told you that Speed was coming.
Yeah.
And here he is. He's here. He's here somewhere. I don't know where. Let's take a look.
One Speed and mix, Lord have mercy and death.
That's a great way to come.
That's a great way. Yo,
Yeah.
tourist board, JTB.
Yeah,
Jamaica
they
tourist
went
board,
all
big up on
out.
yourself. Sikerni. I'll go send Sikerni later. Sikerni, big up yourself.
News commentator says Speed got a king's welcome. Yeah, indeed.
But the question now is, what is he going to... I saw him scuba diving earlier. I don't know if that was here. Was that here? I don't know if it was here, but he did the scuba diving earlier. But it don't matter because tomorrow he will be streaming. And we here at comment section, we're going to watch the
give
stream.
you the updates, yeah.
Senator got to lock off. Siobhan, I go for watch that on film computer because we need to watch what Speed is doing. Senate can wait. Senate come every Friday. Speed not come here every Friday.
Right.
So we need to preserve this moment. We need the picture with Babsy. We're gonna mash up the internet. Where else we say I need for go? You all were here.
Yes.
For that conversation. But what's interesting to do now, which we will find out when the visit ends, is how many of the things we said he should do
that he did.
Actually did.
I saw Mario says it was Domrit Mahiri.
Yes, right. That's where he was, because that's where he was before here. That's true, and it makes sense because Domrit not too far from here, so that makes sense. But yeah, man, it's KFC line go long. When is it not though?
Ever long.
You know what I'm saying? Unless persons are gonna
make him order before.
I feel like persons are gonna purposefully join that line
to see him.
Yeah, but Speed are going for a rude awakening. If I'm going to no long KFC line, I'm going to see the worst of this country.
Oh dear.
He will? You're going like he won't? Is the KFC long line not the worst display of Jamaicans you can find?
It depends on the KFC.
What do you mean the KFC, no matter where? Let me tell you something. Mandeville KFC is a perfect example.
Oh no, I haven't been to Mandeville KFC.
Because you see, Mandeville KFC drive-through, going at the actual traffic. As a matter of fact, it's the third lane of the 2-lane road. I don't understand how that is still a thing.
Wait, you're talking the top KFC or the bottom one?
Bottom one. There's no drive-through for the top one.
Oh dear.
There's nowhere for it.
Oh, true. A walk-in.
Exactly.
My God.
But there are many KFC outlets across the country. There are many patty. Rotten. There's no. What is he going to do with patty and it raise? But speed should be fine.
Speed should be fine.
It should be fine.
Yeah,
private jet income, you know, can't afford the 4 bills.
Yeah.
Assuming you want a cheese patty, that is, because who wouldn't want a cheese patty?
Oh, Noxie says Mandeville is the worst.
It probably is. Well, no, I'm sure there are worse. Listen, man, you can't put Mandeville and worse in the same sentence like that, Nox. That's not how it works. Mandeville is not the worst anything. It might be bad.
All right, my ear.
There'll always be a worse. What about you, Shallow? Where's your KFC for your ends? What's the closest KFC to your childhood home?
The one in Christiana.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Shallow lives so close to like 3 parishes that I don't even know which parish she was about to say. When if she go say somewhere in a Trelawney or somewhere in a St. Anne.
Christiana is 15 minutes from my house. 15 minutes drive.
Okay. Well, I mean, the top and bottom KFCs are quite close to each other. So once you're in Mandeville, one is close by. Big up Christiana KFC. Big up Junction KFC. Big up. Sure that there's so many KFCs I know. Big up Halfway Tree. Big up downtown. Down over there. So downtown KFC.
Yes, near we.
Big up I said Junction already, didn't I?
You did.
Yeah. There's so many, man.
Yeah.
Folks, Speed is here. We're going to track what he's doing, and when he does what he's doing, we're going to talk about it here tomorrow. I'm sure by tomorrow he'd have done some fun stuff that we can talk about. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for the comment section. We're going to take one quick break and then tell you what our comment of the day is.
What's Cooking was brought to you by Cleasing Industrial Limited, Jamaica's leading distributor of industrial automation and control solutions.
Mega Mart, best value by far. You can get it all here at Mega Mart. Mega Mart, best value by far. You can get it all here at Mega Mart. My Mega Mart, the best value by far. My Mega Mart, the best value by far.
Welcome back to the final leg of the comments section. I'm Shaloy.
And I'm Mahiri.
Mahiri, what's your comment of the day?
My comment of the day comes from our public opinion.
Where we asked, should Jamaica embrace the importation of skilled labor?
Indeed, and it was Natalie Winter, is one of the first comments we read, who said, the country needs to consider the pros and cons of importing skilled labor and how it will impact our economy and local workforce in the long run. Very generic sounding answer, but it really encapsulates the whole discussion we had about the pros, the cons, and why it is necessary in certain sectors.
My comment of the day comes from the flour price increase. Yanni K says, so salary for the heights, why it now go up? Yeah.
Oh dear, man.
Just like that. Flour gone up.
Yeah,
Patty
man.
gone up. Everything I go up.
And you know what else is going up? The likes. Proud of y'all, man. We've got 13 of them out of the 100 persons watching. That's better than 12. You know what I'm saying? It's a bigger number than 12, man. But folks, 100 of you are watching right now on YouTube, and maybe even hundreds and thousands more over.
Listening.
Yeah, exactly, listening. And we are grateful for every single one of you who tunes into the comment section every live long weekday rather. Yeah. But I think it's time to end now. Well,
yeah,
it is time to end now, folks. So yeah, big things happening tomorrow. Outside of the Senate, forget the Senate, but we're talking about speed. Speed is the big thing happening tomorrow. We're going to talk about speed when we come here tomorrow, so at least you know what to prepare for. So hopefully you will all be watching the stream as well. So when we come here, you know what's going on.
Talk together, yeah.
Indeed, we'll have a nice little conversation. This show would not be possible without our producer, Sonia Stewart, our technical engineer, Andrew Glenn Anderson, our video editor, Demar Williams, and my younger brother, Akil, with the comment section theme song. It won't take 1,000 years for the next episode. but it would probably feel like 1,000 years waiting for it because it can't do without the comment section, and the comment section can't do without Uno. Thank you so much for tuning in. See you tomorrow.
All of my doubt suddenly goes away somehow. One step closer. I have died every day.
Every great project starts at Creative Building Finishes, Jamaica's only choice for the best.